Hi, my name's Mel Gray and I'm living and working here in Dubbo on the banks of the Macquarie-Wamble River. Floodplain harvesting should not be licensed in the Macquarie Valley. The volume should be zero. That's what the water sharing plan says, and that's what the environment calls for. Floodplain harvesting in this valley has been taking the cream of the crop of that first flow of water after a drought for free for decades. And the Macquarie marshes, as a result, have been shrinking in size. Connection to the Barwon has been compromised significantly for a long time because of vast volumes of floodplain harvested water being taken out of the system for free. The Macquarie-Wamble Valley provides 21% of the Barwon-Darling's flows. Well, no wonder the Barwon-Darling is stressed and is an ecosystem in collapse because the Macquarie is barely connecting to the Barwon when it should be almost always connected to the Barwon. Floodplain harvesting has been helping itself to the first flow of water. Floodplain harvesters put themselves before our First Nations people's right to access water. Floodplain harvesting puts itself before the internationally recognised Ramsar-listed Macquarie marshes. Is floodplain harvesting legal? Well, that's a short conversation. The Minister had advice from her own lawyers, her own DPIE internal lawyers, that said on the balance of probabilities, taking water without an access licence probably isn't lawful. And building storages on farm to house that illegally obtained water probably isn't lawful either. So that's a short conversation. Floodplain harvesting isn't legal and it isn't right either. It creates inequity. It creates inequity between industry and the environment massively. It creates inequity with our First Nations people and industry. It creates inequity for our town water supplies, and it creates inequity within the industry itself. So irrigators who floodplain harvest have been taking first chunk of water for free, which creates inequity when a very lucrative crop is being grown with that free water. Floodplain harvesting has given advantage to a select group within a pretty privileged group. What we really need to do is work out the cumulative impact that decades of floodplain harvesting has had on the environment. Floodplain harvesting was pointed to as one of the major contributors to the Minity fish kills in 2019. It's one of the reasons that we're losing freshwater mussels in the Lower Darling. It's one of the reasons why the breeding events of colonial waterbirds in the Macquarie marshes, Narran Lakes, the Guida wetlands have crashed and are about to fall off a cliff. Floodplain harvesting is a major contributor to the reason why a male in Wilcannia has a life expectancy of 37. Floodplain harvesting has contributed to the cultural genocide of our First Nations people. The debt owed to the environment and we here in the basin who rely on the environment needs to be accounted for. We need to know exactly how much floodplain harvesting has cost us so that we can even begin to redress this situation. It's outrageous and insulting that the government should come along and propose to licence such large volumes. The volume of floodplain harvesting that's to be licenses has to be dramatically reduced, right down to the actual real level of take at 1995. That's a massive redress that's required here.